Hey guys, this is Retro Gamer Studio. We're taking a quick look here at the arcade. Still a work in progress. This weekend actually just installed a USB pass-through. It is just a bar top arcade. It's sitting on my wife's stool. We have 16,921 games. They all work pretty well, so we'll be using a lot of this arcade for playthroughs. I do not have hardware for video capture at the moment, so we'll just be taking a lot of these videos. Having an issue with some of the cameras, so this is being shot with my cell phone, unfortunately. Amiga runs, Apple II runs, the arcades run great, all the Ataris run awesome. Lynx runs great. ColecoVision, still having an issue with that due to the controller. I mean, it's kind of a weird-ass controller. But they do run. Dreamcast, having an issue with Dreamcast. They run, but they run at like 30 frames a second, which kind of sucks. Final Burn Alpha, one of the LibRetro cores on RetroPie, runs amazing. Game Gear, Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, all run 100% at 60 frames a second. Television, another one where weird-ass controller. Macintosh games, not into them yet. MAME runs. Master System runs. Mega Drive, also known as Genesis, runs amazing. RetroArch is awesome, has all kinds of achievements and cheats and everything for those. Nintendo 64, this is where things get a little funky. They run. I have a pretty decent selection of them. Unfortunately, they run at like 30 frames a second. Enjoyable, somewhat. You can actually get them to run halfway decent if you tweak the shit out of them. Unfortunately, I really haven't gotten to do that. Nintendo runs awesome. Neo Geo Pocket Color runs amazing. Haven't gotten into the DOS stuff. TurboGrafx runs awesome. Ports run good for being what it is. PSP runs pretty good. The only game I've actually been able to test is Little Big Planet. Unfortunately, I don't have an analog controller to plug into it at the moment, so that's kind of out of the question. Sorry, that's my phone going off. PlayStation runs, they're not the best. I actually bought a PlayStation Classic Mini just to hack the shit out of it. We'll get into that in some of the later on videos, but kind of disappointing with the PlayStation on the RetroPie build. But I am only using a RetroPie 3B, not the B Plus or the 4. This you can actually see that I'm actually running a Raspberry Pi 3 Model B. Nothing super awesome, but does amazing for this retro configuration. So, we'll boot back into RetroPie here. ScumVM games. They work, hence the reason for the USB pass-through. If you need a keyboard, or if you need plug-in USB for updates. I do have a wireless mouse USB dongle plugged into the Raspberry Pi, which is down there, underneath that huge cooling fan, just to play these. 32X games run awesome. Kind of had an issue with Sega CD running on the Raspberry Pi. Super Nintendo runs amazing. Infocom, haven't messed with yet. ZX Spectrum, haven't messed with yet. But that's basically a rundown we're going to be running through. We have a lot of games, a lot of weird, obscure games that you probably never have heard of. So with that being said, we'll get into some playing of games here after we get into a little bit more of behind the scenes.